guy volunteering to be hypnotized. The guy says, "You can't hypnotize me. I'm Catholic." And I told the guys as I was talking to, I said, "Grab that guy. I'm going to and hold him down. I'm going to hypnotize him." So I hypnotized him, and he said, "Hey man, let me go. I got a dental appointment." And I said, "Okay, you go to your dental appointment, and you tell the doctor when you get there you don't need any Novocaine or don't feel any pain. Just smile at him and laugh at him." So he goes to the doctor, and the doctor can't believe it. So the doctor went through the whole thing, and he says, "I won't need any Novocaine. I can't feel anything." So the doctor said, "What happened?" He said, "Oh, I was hypnotized." Even though he didn't tell the doctor he said he couldn't be hypnotized, he said, "I was hypnotized."
Yeah, boy.
So I'm in the, and I'm on my way from coming back from overseas to our station in Tinker Air Force Base, Oklahoma. And I was sitting there killing time. That's all it was, killing time. When you're moving military base to military base, you go through a certain thing. Anyway, that dentist started talking to the other dentist about what he's seen and how he experienced it. So he sent a note over to me to come see him. And I said, I'm not going to, I ignored it because I didn't want to get involved in the military because that would be a military conflict. So he goes to the damn adjutant. I got the letters to show you, Glenn. I mean, Melvin. The actual letters that the doctor wrote. And he has the sergeant major sent a note to me to get in contact with this doctor. So I get in contact with the doctor. He said, "Would you mind putting on a little demonstration here for everybody in the dental office?" So I've already got this guy that's a subject. I don't have to do anything. I can tell him to go out anytime. So I said, "Sure." So anyway, I go over to the dental office. Not that day, the next day. And I have all these doctors and all their friends that want to hear about it. So I hypnotized this guy again, and he went through the whole thing. And the base newspaper takes pictures of it. I even have the newspaper pictures of it. I'll show you. Dolphin, I forgot to do it. But anyway, so the next day I get another notice from the doctor. He says, "The Medical Association in Tampa and St. Petersburg is meeting next week." He said, "Would you do a demonstration for the Medical Association?" Now this is military and the civilians too. So I said, "Sure." So I have to sit down and write up a program that I'm going to do as a demonstration for all these doctors, nurses, and friends over there. I got 30, 40 of these people in here. I'm a little, at that time I was staff sergeant, I think, maybe tech sergeant. But anyway, I got to go over there. All of these other guys are senior officers, and civilians. They're not all. Anyway, so I don't have anybody to act as a subject. I didn't bring this guy that I had for the other guy. So I have to make an appeal to the audience.
No.
So I asked for a subject or a volunteer to come up. So finally, nobody would move. So finally, a little second lieutenant raises his hand, jumps up, and he's all, he's one of these second lieutenant doctors that come in, and he says, "I'll volunteer." So anyway, I've only got one subject. You usually like to work with multiple subjects. So I start working on him, and I see reactions. And I see him winking at these people, think, "Well, I'm making a fool of this guy." So anyway, after a few, a course of maybe 5 minutes or 3 minutes, I see the reaction. I'm getting the right reactions. I start telling him, he's going to feel ants crawling up his leg. And then I immediately saw him jerk, And I knew it was, that's how you work. Hypnosis is all based on reaction. It's all reactions that you work with. So anyway, but I see him looking at these other guys and giving them signs that he's playing along with me. So you get these guys that they play with you for a while. So anyway, I says, these ants are getting closer to your private area. And you start seeing the twitching, then pretty soon he's twitching. And I says, when I count 3 and snap my fingers, they're gonna sting you like you've never been stung before. And I snapped my fingers and he started dancing all over the place. I said, the only way you're gonna get rid of those ants is take your pants off.
Oh, Lord.
So he starts stripping down. See, then they know he's not giving me the old, that's it, because he's doing that with all of his friends against me. He thinks he's making an ass of me. So I said, you gotta get rid of your drawers too. So.
Oh my word.
Did you snap him out when he got his pants off?
Yeah, I did, and it says, run back and get your pants on.
He looks down.
He did not come back. He got lost. Because he's not going to come back and face all of those people
Yeah.
that he thought he was it.
Were they laughing or were they, or in
They were
awe?
astonished. They all they weren't laughing at him at that time. At that time, they're all professionals.
Yeah, I know, but were
They're
they
wondering,
like,
well,
in awe? You
what
know
is
that.
this going on?
Uh-huh.
So then I have to talk to these people, and they had the newspaper there too. So they bring a newspaper. So, but
You didn't put photos in the newspaper, did you?
no. Yeah. No.
I think there's a picture.
But I can
of
prove
you.
all of these things because I have the newspapers and all these things.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's pretty funny.
that's a pretty good story.
Here's one of the things you asked about. When I was stationed in Denver, that was after the fact that we went to, and I got out of that damn KP thing and went over to the electronic place. So anyway, I used to go roller skating all the time. And I hypnotized people sitting there putting their
And
shoes
roller
on and
skating?
stuff.
Oh my
There
God.
was a girl I've never seen her before, but started getting interested. So I hypnotized her, and her girlfriend said, stop it, you know. So her girlfriend ran out and called the police. So the police come down there, and I says, it was all in that. She's playing along with me. She's totally hypnotized. But you tell her that and the cops, and this went on for
Oh my God.
several months. I'd see.
You see
Sarah,
her and she'd
I could
dance with you.
hypnotize her. It was
She'd roller skate with you.
no, not.
But how would you hypnotize her while she's putting her skates on and her friend is sitting there listening to you?
She's listening to me.
Yeah.
You don't have to be looking at anybody. You work on
What'd
a
you
reaction.
say?
You work
What
on a
would you say?
reaction.
I know,
Got a
what would you-
reaction is a reaction.
Like, what'd you say? You can't skate?
No,
You can't tie that knot on that
Yeah.
shoelace.
You're gonna have ants for your privates.
one of the first things you tell them that they can't stand up after they're sitting there. This is how to really get them in a deep trance. You say, you can't get up. You cannot get up. God damn it, they're trying to get up. And different things, how you react, and you work it, you use their own reactions to, it's actually hypnosis. The person is not hypnotized, another person is not hypnotizing. You're hypnotizing yourself.
Yeah. So they say it's actually done by you
In
themselves.
other words, your subjective mind and your conscious mind start fighting each other. I mean,
Like you're
it's when you want to go to sleep. The
like
worst
your
is when you
ego
can't
and your
sleep.
id.
That's
Yeah.
the thing. If you ever tried to go to sleep, if you really want to go to sleep, you can't go to sleep. You got to relax to go to sleep.
Yeah. That's why I turn on TV and it starts relaxing me.
Oh, you know, after I got to Okinawa, I'd been hypnotized and done that show on the ship. And so I put on several shows on the ship. I was like Jesus and the Seventh-day Saints. I mean, all the saints were all, I would walk around the ship. Somebody would, you start seeing them trying to get away from me.
And
And I tell them to grab them and I'd hypnotize them, see?
and they'd
And
see
this
Alan
is
all
We're gonna
the
walk around with the
This
staff.
is totally different than all that book said that Jeff was talking about, because he said you gotta have cooperation. You don't need cooperation.
They'd see Alan would go backwards like
That one guy that I told you about it last night. His name was Simpson. He was my NCOIC, and he was my direct officer, NCOIC, non-commissioned officer,
Okay.
in charge of me. But I had this,
Oh,
I had
excuse me, I don't know
a
what
commissioned officer was a second lieutenant that I was buddied up with. He'd been to OCS from PFC and become a second lieutenant. But he's his boss. In other words, that's how I got promoted. Also, the first thing they did when I first get to Okinawa is they solicited me to put together a show for the island for the troops. I'm talking about, we've got 60,000 GIs on there, and we're going to do it in the, what they have is, I can't remember the military.
Like Bob Hope.
USO?
Well, it's not USO. It's the same as the USO. Well,
Yeah.
no, we're doing it within our own group.
Yeah, okay.
And so pretty soon, you got a guy that's interested, and you got the adjutant is a terrific ballad singer of what are those from England? Not that Irish ballads.
Oh, yeah, Celtics.
And anyway, so I've got an
Oh,
adjutant. He's
Lord.
under the CO. And here's the whole thing. I get a CO. It's the only CO there with a high school education, but he's a major. But he'd been to a pilot school. He's an excellent pilot, and he made major. And he is trying to get himself up to the level of the other officers. So anyway, that was when the Korean War was not started yet, just getting ready to start. So he's got to go to college, and they set up, we got college extension courses there, and UCLA has a course there, and they have all these different things. They have psychology, public speaking. So the CO signs up to go to college. And I told him, hell, I want to go to, so
You want
I joined the same classes he's in. I got all the same classes this major's got. And so him and the adjutant, I've already got these guys close to me. So there's a lot of things that go along. This is when war starts. We got planes flying to Korea. Same B-29 they would have two crews. They'd have a crew that go on one bombing trip, another crew coming back and sleep in the same beds. And another crew would get in that same airplane after they went over and cleaned it up and refueled it, loaded it with bombs, and sent it back to Korea. So I got to know all those guys and these crews that was flying, and I met all these pilots. And when they'd come back, they'd have electronic problem on the B-29, and they'd come back, and they always used to write them up, write up all the different things. The first thing they'd do is, the guys that would look up, at that time I was already a sergeant. That was after I got promoted, because I'd already went to that committee and got promoted. They'd say, see Sergeant Cox, he'll get it taken care of. So the plane would get a write up. It'd be autopilot, it could be anything. I always had a connection to get things fixed on it. And so that's how I got immediate promotions. I went to the promotion board. It wasn't a promotion board at that time. You go that that was, you're going from MOS, which is Military Occupational Standard, or is it standard or military occupational?
Everything were
MOS.
letters.
MOS.
I don't know.
Anyway, the F2E. So the first thing I get is I got the CO. I know the CO, the adjutant. I had all these guys, and the only guy that didn't have anything to say, it didn't like me, was my NCOIC wasn't on the board.
Samson?
Yeah, Samson wasn't on the board. That was after I got him thrown out.
I get a puppy, I'm gonna call him Samson.
Yeah, but he was
Chihuahua,
Samson.
I'm
He
gonna
was
call
built
him
like
Samson.
Samson. And his name was Samson.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a Chihuahua and call him Samson.
But anyway, it's a funny thing. Here he comes in there. He's one of these guys that's got the attitude, you know.
He's got the little,
He got the Samson attitude. He comes in and this little guy, I said, throw him out. He grabs him and throws him out of the mailroom.
out of the mail room.
Yeah. He comes to get his mail, you know.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
Is that the one you set him up and you were sending all that soliciting mail?
Oh, I had.
Yeah.
Oh, I was going to tell you that they had these deals. We had a master sergeant, was what they call a line chief. He's in charge of our whole line of all of our shops, and he's a major that's been rift. And the rift job is called a rift was when World War II ended, and they had too many officers, and the ones people wanted to stay in there in the military. Well, these are Army. They could be reduced down to from a military officer grade to a sergeant grade. So he came from a major to a master sergeant, and they made him a chief. And he was one of these guys that wanted to run the things the military hard way. So anyway, I couldn't do anything physically toward him, but I thought, well, there's always ways. So I bought through our postage, military post office. I bought 30 of those used to be penny postcards. I don't know what they're now, but I ordered all these freebie stuffs that we ordered in magazines and everything. Shoe repair, you name it. And it started coming to this goddamn guy. And see, this guy is one of these guys that thinks I shouldn't be here. I should be on the top of the CEOs. And he came in the mailroom. This is before this, so Samson. He would come in the mailroom and then give him all of his mail. And he had an armload of mail. And a lot of it, I ordered COD things where they send it, not COD, where you order them and you pay for them.
When you get them, yeah.
Cash on delivery.
Yeah, COD.
Yeah.
That's COD.
And he had all these things. And he said, I'm not going to accept any of this. And the mail guy was a sergeant, and the mail sergeant said, well, you either accept it or you don't get any of your mail. Well, anyway, I got shipped home. This is after I've been in I got shipped home a couple months later.
Well,
He didn't know who did that. Can you imagine that? That'll drive you nuts, though. I mean, every day you get 30, 40 pieces of mail.
I think somebody must have done that to me. I feel like that.
Did you ever find out that you did it?
If he did, I'd be probably dead.
Oh.
No, I didn't let nobody find out.
Oh, you kept that total top secret, huh?
I kept that as a top secret.
Well, anyway, my arm's getting tired. I'm gonna call. You've been recorded on this.
Okay.
Hands free, and I gotta. Okay, we're signing off on this session.